just wanted to show you my comic book slash geek room that I have on the lower level of the house. So it's not set up like Gym Mint or some of the other bigger guys in their comic book rooms and spaces, but this is what I'm working with right now. And I'll go, I guess, level by level over here. But first we're going to start with the man Darth Vader. And I'll pick this up at, I think, Target when they had these. It was a pretty good deal at $20, I think. He's pretty tall, I think. About 2 feet tall. And up here on the first row is where I keep my DC figures and Star Wars and Marvel Legends mostly. And I have, I'm not big on DC stuff, but I do have a few things. I thought this Orion was pretty cool when they had these DC Universe on sale. And when they had this Black Manta, when the Black Manta movie was out. Not a big Aquaman fan, but this figure looked really good, I thought, so I picked that up. And back here, I have a Kingdom Come Shazam figure that I got. And we have Ratchet, one of the newer Transformers figures, and the Rhino. And I have one that I took out. I bought 2 of those. And we have the Flash here. I have a Galactus here that's made out of lead. And I'll have to take that out and show at the end of the video. I have this Star Wars tripod that I got off of eBay. I used to have one as a kid, so I rebought this one just for nostalgia purposes, mainly. Because I had the Snow Trooper figures. Let's see, Iron Giant, one of my favorite animated movies. I don't have a big one, so I just thought I'd get a little one, take up less space too. Let's see, I am a big Thor fan. One of my favorite comic characters. So this is a bobblehead that I got. And sometimes I take him on trips with me to foreign countries and just take pictures with Thor in different places. And it's one of my favorite kids' books is Where the Wild Things Are. And these were going out of business at Blockbuster, so I picked one up that was cheap. And back here I got one of the newer Lion-O figures that I special ordered, and I'll take that out at the end of the video too if you want to see that. And here are the various Marvel Legends that I have. I bought 2 of the thing. I just thought they looked cool in the package, and I just took one out. Dr. Doom. Let's see, and I have some back here of Black Widow, the Frank Miller version, Kang, one of my favorite villains, Dormammu. Have another Spider-Man back here, the Scorpion, Apocalypse. It's kind of sticking a little bit there. But we have the Kingpin. It's a cool figure, and he's huge. Definitely worth it. So I have a few G.I. Joe. Of course, had to get Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, and I have a Spirit back here. So I took him out, and he's on display on a shelf. That Spirit's cool. And put Firestar back up here. She fell off. Let's see, I have from an old sci-fi movie, The Forbidden Planet, classic sci-fi movie. And it makes some sounds.
Welcome to Altair 4, gentlemen. I am to transport you to the residence. For your convenience, I am monitored to respond to the name Robbie.
So, I think that's pretty cool. Plus, it's from a classic movie. I have a few figures that are out here. Rogue and Invisible Woman. Some more Spider-Man figures. These mostly over here are from The Empire Strikes Back. One of my favorite movies and the best Star Wars movie to me so far. So I have these mixed in with figures that I had as a kid. Mostly from Return of the Jedi when I was a kid. But some from The Empire Strikes Back too. But mostly from Return of the Jedi. And I have a figure here that's signed by the great David Prowse, Darth Vader, from a convention in Nashville years ago. He signs a lot, I think, so don't know if it's worth that much, but cool to me to have. And I have a Y-Wing fighter. This was one of the coolest gifts that I got as a kid. And I recently bought a R5D4 for it. And I printed the instructions for putting it together off of the internet. And like I said, I'm a big Thor fan, so I bought one of the life-size hammers. It's not inscribed with the saying, but I'd like to have one that's inscribed, so maybe I'll look for that one day. And here's the rhino that's taken out of the package. I think he looks really good. He did a good job on that. I bought a space shuttle model, and I'm currently putting that together. Actually, I'm not a modeler, and this is level 5, so it has quite a few pieces. But I just wanted a cool space shuttle to have. The replicas that I saw I wasn't happy with, and the toys at the museums that I went to, at the Air and Space Museum and such, on detail left something to be desired, so I just thought I'd get a model, a nice one, and put it together myself. From the days when America actually built stuff and did cool things. Over here we have another one of my favorite characters, Storm. So I was happy to get this figure. She looks cool. Back over here, we come to my favorite monster, who is the great Godzilla. I have 2 versions. I think this is from back here from 2000 or so. And I got this one at Target. And I like this version of Godzilla better versus the American one because his feet actually look like they can support him. In the newer Godzilla movies, his feet are a little bit too stumpy for me. And I just like the design of his face. I think it shows a bit more character than the Godzilla in the newer movies, even though I like some of the stuff in them. Let's see. And back here, one of the old animes that I grew up with as a kid, Star Blazers or Space Battleship Yamato. So I have a couple of those that I got in Japan when I visited there about 10 years ago now. And some of my favorite robots are over here. I always wanted a Soundwave as a kid, So when they reissued them at Walmart, I picked up one from there, and I have Voltron back here, which was a pickup from Barnes and Noble when they had those. Then over here we have. I watched this anime, and I really thought it was cool, so I got this giant robo. So he's pretty heavy because he's actually made from real metal. And then we have Mazinga Z, Tranzor Z back here. I haven't put that one together yet, and I doubt that I will. Let's see. Oops. Darkseid fell off his pedestal. Let's see. We have the SDF one over here and another Storm figure. So, in this one you don't have to paint because all the parts are already painted. So it's just putting it together, but I don't know if I'll ever put it together. I'll just keep it in the box. And the Storm once again. See, in the bottom row, we're back to Star Blazers. We have a model that I picked up in Japan. I bought 2 of these when I was there. I'll put together one at some point, maybe. Transformers reissue from Toys R Us when they were open, and they were doing a bunch of those. An old AT-AT model. Star Wars Black Series. I wish that I had picked up the Snow Speeder when they had those on sale, because they were a great deal, but I just got this one. Again, X-Wing Fighter reissue. The cool AT-AT. My favorite Imperial technology. The Empire has some cool toys. Let's see, we have Luke Skywalker, another Godzilla, more than 1950s version. I believe 1950s. But it's the older design. You have Superman and Batman here from the animated series. These are some of my comic book slabs. I'll show those in another video. And then I have a Robotech Masterpiece Collection Veritech Fighter, Rick Hunters. And I have that out on the shelf too, so it's not in that box, but it's a cool box. So let me take a couple of these out of the package and show you what they look like. Okay, so just so you can see a little better out of the box, this is the Storm action figure or statue. So I think she looks great. And this is the lead Galactus. So pretty cool figure. Devourer of Worlds. And lastly we have this Godzilla Destroy All Monsters version. And he actually makes has some sound here with the roar. So I think that's that. So that's my little room and collection over the years of just stuff I've picked up. I've got this stack of comic boxes because I was an avid comic book reader for a while. I'm trying to make my own now. And I'll do a video on some of the more expensive comics that I have in my collection. So see you next video.